Hey everybody, lambing has come to an end, I believe. I'm waiting on 2 stragglers. I'm not sure if they know what's going on. Lambing is a busy period, but it's just the beginning. There's always a huge checklist after lambing is completed, and I'm going to go through my checklist of things that I do after lambing. And I mean, this changes every year because I learn stuff and I see stuff, and there's new issues and new challenges that get thrown my way. There's things I need to do as soon as those lambs have dropped, and there's things I need to do when those lambs and mums, I know everything is good. And I'm gonna go through that with you today. I guess the first thing, they are in that claiming pen for 24 hours. This is the time that I watch lambs, watch mom, check her udder, check for weak lambs. If they look cold, if they look slow to get up and drink, this is when I supplement with a bottle. I get that bottle going right away because they need colostrum. I let the ewes and the mums out after I finish processing them. Processing in this group took a long time, and I think I took for granted how long it takes me to process lambs, especially if mom has 3s, 4s, 5s, and even 6s. I had a couple sets of 6s this time. And it takes a long time to process every lamb. I'm tagging them, I'm weighing them, I'm giving them an injection of selenium, I'm figuring out who mom is and who she's bred to, and putting in all that information. And by the time I'm done, it's quite a process. Basically, I committed every afternoon. If there was not a lot of lambing, I committed the afternoons to get caught up in tagging and processing. If you guys have a better way of doing that, maybe you do it after you let your ewes and lambs out. I can't catch mine, so I'm not really sure how to do that. So that's why I do everything in that claiming area. I don't know, if people have a better way to process lambs, please let me know, because it is not my favorite job. When it's time to let those lambs and ewes out of those claiming pens, they're very easy to maneuver. They're put together by panels and rods, and I use baler twine because I'm a farmer. I use baler twine for everything. Essentially, I just open up the gates and let them out into a larger pen. I do take time morning and night and go through the general population of that big pen and look for any lambs that look like they're going backwards, because they can go backwards so fast, especially in the cold weather, and the nights have still been getting cold in that barn. If they do look like they're thinning out a bit, or they look depressed even when you nudge them to get up, I stick my finger in their mouth. If they feel not really warm, then I run and get a bottle, and I just supplement them. Further to that, if there was some 4s and 5s that I let out as a group, that's the time I take the bottle to them, and the good drinkers, I'll take the ones that will latch onto the nipple of the bottle, because I know I can take those and successfully transfer them onto like a bottle or a nipple pail. I don't like leaving more than 3 lambs on the ewes. I even pulled some triplets off because they were going backwards, and I noticed they were trying to steal. Getting those bottle babies off the bottles and onto those nipple pails is probably another one of the most challenging things to do, because you're confusing them with all these, we say babies have nipple confusion, lambs have nipple confusion, and it is the most annoying thing to try to get, and you've got a million other things happening at the same time. So that is just, it is a painful process. So when I see you spitting out 3s and 4s and 5s and 6 lambs, I cry a little inside because I know how much work it's going to be for me. I do not have an automated milk machine. I am investigating one, however. I am pushing 30 bottle babies. It's just such a critical time to make sure those babies aren't going backwards, and you don't have a very long window to do that. My family doesn't see me for these last 2 weeks, and it's basically because if they're not lambing, I'm not processing, I'm making sure that they stay alive. I am really late in doing this, but I like to do this at about 8 to 10 days of age of the lambs, and that's set up a creep area. Basically what it is, my child calls it a lamb lounge. So I set up a little pen on the end of my larger areas with the ewes and the lambs, and I have a section, a panel of bars. So it's a gate, and it's got a panel of bars, and the bars have like PVC piping around the bottom, so they'll move as the lamb fits and grows and moves. They can easily fit in and out. Those little bars kind of turn, and it's just smoother in entrance and exit in and out of that. But the ewes can't fit in that area. I have some white just hanging feeders. I hang them off the gates. I have grain delivered. It's an 18% grower ration for the lambs. It's fairly high in protein. I also have that feed treated with, it's called Bovatec, and it's in the feed, and I feed that throughout the life of those lambs just to, and follow proper withdrawals of course, to protect those lambs from cocci. The creep area it's an area we have to keep it clean and dry. Keep the feed as clean as we possibly can. As those lambs get older, they're in it, they play in it, they poop in it, they do lots of stuff. So I have to make sure that's all cleaned out every morning. And I also I supplement with a pail of water. I've learned this the hard way too. My feed guy, Jamie, always suggested, Sandy, you need to put a pail of water in that creep area. And I'm like, why do I need a pail of water now? And he's like, it's really important to keep it in case those lambs only drink in that creep area. What was happening is once in a while, I didn't see it often, but I would have ram lambs go down with like bladder stones or kidney stones, bladder stones. And I found, since I have added the water to the feed as well as ammonium chloride in the feed, I haven't had an issue since I've added water to those creep areas. So I hate to admit it when I'm wrong, but I was wrong. And he was right. And if he watches this, he's going to text me and laugh and say, oh my God, you just admitted you were wrong. I guess the next thing I do is clean up all the crap that quite literally, when I'm in the middle of lambing, I throw everything. I am like a running tornado, and stuff is getting thrown and tossed, and my poor ledges are just breeding grounds for garbage and twine and pieces of plastic and old spray cans and whatever. So I take a few minutes and just clean up my space, because it drives me crazy when the barn is a mess. Today I finally had the longest, most beautiful shower I have had in 2 weeks, and it felt glorious, I must say. However, the house is another story. I have no clothes clean, hence my son's sweatshirt. Yet again, I have, I don't know, at least like 6 or 7 loads of laundry on deck ready to go. It's painful. I hate housework. It is the last thing that gets done. It is the last thing on my checklist. Thanks for following along. I had lots of new followers on Instagram and Snapchat, so I brought you guys along for the journey. I did throw a couple of my Snapchat stories on my YouTube this week, the channel this week, just to keep you in the loop, because my problem with vlogging as this is going on is I have zero time to breathe, to think, to pee, to wash my clothes, to have a shower, to think, to drink coffee some days, which God knows I need. Thanks for being patient for me not putting out a vlog. It's just really too crazy, so I have to use my phone and just catch the moments as I see them. I caught a lot of great things this week, and it's been a lot of fun. I love sharing it with you guys, sharing the story, sharing the journey. Lambs are cute and they're fun, and they're just beginning to be that fun stage right now. I love spending the evenings quiet when I go in to feed the bottle babies and just spend some time just looking at the lambs. They're amazing little creatures to watch, and when I see them healthy and happy, mums laying with them and chewing their cud, I just know I did all I physically possibly can for them to have a good life. Thanks for following with me, being patient with me, and accepting me for what I am and what I do. If I've missed things, maybe you have a checklist of things you have to do, or you have better ways and better systems, drop it down in the comments below. Let everyone know. I like just talking about and sharing, and there's always a few people that give me such great comments. I think so far my numbers, I will talk about the numbers and numbers of like twins and singles and triplets. I need to put everything on a spreadsheet, and I just haven't had any time to sit down and actually transfer my data to my computer. So I will do that. It's looking like so far just raw data, raw numbers. I'm gonna be sitting at about 2.3 lambs per ewe born. There was enough stillborns with these multiples. I would think I'll be down to, I don't know, I'll be lucky if I'm at 2 living, I would think. 2 is always the goal for me. If I can, I would love to market 2. I know that's like pipe dream. If I can have 2 out of lambing, I'm pretty happy with that. When I started out, I was nowhere near that. I've come a long way. It's due to the help and the advice of many people around me. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps. It's kind of our post-lambing rituals or checklist or to-do list, to-don't list, whatever you want to call it. Thanks for watching, guys.